Hi friends. Okay, today I'm showing you all the prep work leading up to our Halloween party. I'm so excited to be hosting in the new house. This is honestly one of the first things that we're hosting since moving in here. It's gonna be so much fun. This is the invite that I went with. It's a Martha Stewart collab with Paperless Post. Thought it was so cute. So we're really leaning into like the haunted house vibes. Also want to show on the screen, just share with you guys some of the inspo. I always love going to Pinterest for any kind of party that I'm hosting. So these are the vibes. I'm gonna put them on the screen somewhere. Definitely spooky, fun, a little bit elevated as well. Yeah, we're just gonna have fun with it. A couple of the decorations, I just wanna keep up all October. So I thought I could go ahead and honestly put them up a week early. It will get stuff out of the way for me. And then also I get to enjoy it for a little bit longer. So I'm gonna do a couple of things today with you guys. And then the next time you see me will, be a little bit closer to the date. So costumes are not gonna be mandatory. I don't know. I'm excited to see like who shows up in a costume and who doesn't, but I always hate when something is like required. So we didn't make it required because I know at this age too, like we're in our 30s, all of our friends are in our 30s. So, sometimes you just don't want to dress up, but Philip and I are going to be dressing up and we're wearing basically being a Bridgerton couple, or we could also be like a Buccaneers couple. If you guys have seen that new show, which is so good, you should watch it if you have not. But basically dressing up in that like era. I can't believe I got him to do it. And now he's like really into it. Also going to be sharing all the recipes and everything that we're making, cocktails, all of that. So stay tuned for that later in this video. Okay, first off, I saw this photo on Pinterest and I was like, oh my God, I need to recreate that. Specifically with these little bats, okay? So that's the vibe. These bats, I got probably way too many, but I want them kind of like going up and over this window. And I think it's gonna look so good if I can nail it. Never done this before, so let's see how it goes and just try and put them up. I'm sure it's gonna take me a very long time. Okay, Philip said they're not like geese and I should make them more irregular. So I'm kind of gonna move around the direction that they're facing. But I think first I'm gonna just get it in the path that I'm wanting it to go in, and then we'll play around with it. Okay, that was actually so much easier than I thought and so much fun. This is the final result. I am loving it. I think it turned out so well. It was nice on these because you can kind of bend the wings. So I was able to play around and give it a little bit more dimension. That was honestly the hardest decor thing I had to do that was on my list. So I love that we checked that off. We tore down some walls like right here and also opened up some walkways when we first bought this house. And we still haven't gotten the floors refinished. So we literally have like holes in the floor. Honestly, the worst one is there where we legit have a hole down to the basement. So just to protect anyone from not stepping in there. And also I thought it would be so funny. I'm gonna see if I can just have like a skeleton or like a part of a skeleton sticking out of the hole. And then I'm gonna wrap caution tape around it. This is what I'm talking about, by the way. We're gonna have it sticking out somehow. But yeah, you can see where the door used to be and then we opened it up for just a better flow to the house. How am I gonna do this? Let's see. Literally just gonna stick you down there, buddy. Oh my gosh. Wait, does that work? Wait, yay, that was so easy. Wrap this caution tape around. Thought I would do something like, let's see, something like this, and then stick it to the wall. Okay, perfect. That fixed that problem. My little skeleton. I already shared a video with you guys with all the decor I did on our steps with pumpkins and mums, but I'm just gonna add a little bit of spider web to the upper part of the door and then put some spiders, some small ones, and then some larger ones up there. Here is the final result. Okay, stepping back so you guys can see it. I think it looks so good. Hey friends, okay, we're 3 days out from the party. I wrote down over here, massive grocery list. So I'm gonna be going to the grocery store tomorrow and then Thursday actually prepping some of the food. But today there's a couple of more decor things that I wanna do around the house with you guys. First things first, I'm gonna go run and get us some florals. I'm thinking really dark, moody flowers. Then I'm gonna grab some bittersweet. Growing up, my mom would always use bittersweet throughout the fall and winter. And it's amazing because you can basically just set it out. It doesn't need any water. So it looks beautiful on a mantle or on a table. So I'm actually going to do both of those things, put a little bit on the mantle with some of my white pumpkins that I have, and then also just get a ton for doing across the table where I'm going to have the food. I can't remember if I told you guys this, but I'm actually going to be clearing the couch out from the back living room. And I'm going to be putting in, I know you can't see it right now, but basically this massive outdoor table that we have just been using as our dining table. We still haven't bought a set of dining room tables and chairs. So let me see if I can lift up one of these chairs. It's kind of heavy, but it's this teak material, but I'm just going to be covering it in this dark tablecloth that I got. It's like a satin, rich, dark brown tablecloth. So just going to be covering it. You won't even be able to tell that it's an outdoor table, but I'm going to set that right in the middle of this back living room. So all of our food will be on that table. And then I'm thinking I'm going to have drinks on our kitchen island in here. Let me actually show you what I was planning for our chandelier, but I'm not going to do it anymore. And I'll explain why, but it's a great idea in case you want to execute it this year, next year, whenever you're watching this video, because I think it is such a cute idea. Okay, putting on the screen the inspo I saw for a chandelier with basically just a ton of branches and then crows. I love that idea so much, but we actually are going to be replacing this chandelier with a chandelier that my mom is giving us that was original to her home, built in the 1930s, but it was broken. So we actually just had it repaired, and it's finally repaired like this week. And it's just too quick of a turnaround time for me to get an electrician here and to swap this out before we have our party on Friday. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be executing the idea because it's not going to be quite as impactful on this kind of chandelier. You won't be able to see like the branches through it. So skipping out on that idea, a little bit sad about that. But if you have a chandelier like this inspo photo, I really think that you should execute this idea because someone needs to. It's so freaking cute. I would just go pick some branches from your yard and stick some crows on it. And it is such a vibe. Love it. Okay, you guys, we are in the back living room. This is the view basically that you see of the stairs, and these stairs are literally falling apart. So it's feeding into the haunted house theme unintentionally. We're planning on completely redoing this staircase. But anyways, for now, I thought, one, just to cover up these ugly stairs, and two, I think it'll actually be really cute, but just to put some of my leftover spider web all the way up these stairs. This actually looks so much better. Okay, I just picked up a ton of flowers, branches, I'm so excited to show you everything. For those in Nashville, I did go to Import Flowers, which is my favorite. It's basically a wholesaler of florals, and they have an incredible selection, but it's, open to the public. So it's my favorite. Now the bittersweet, they only had one tiny little bunch left, so I grabbed it. I think it's super popular, but this is what the bittersweet looks like. It's dried, and it's so awesome for just like putting on my mantle like I told you guys. So I'm gonna put this bunch on the mantle, and it's really nice because it doesn't need to be in water at all. I do have this really pretty pot. So I was planning on putting a lot of these willow branches that I got. Okay, so see these willow branches here? I just think that they're so beautiful. So I'm gonna put them in this pot, and I am going to put some crows just literally on these little twigs all throughout. This was the reference photo, by the way. So that's what I'm going for. And then I originally was wanting to do the bittersweet all across the table, but since they were out, I did not have enough. Give me one sec. I just grabbed some of this really cool, spooky twigs that has this moss on it. It almost looks like spider web. So I grabbed some of this. I think that's gonna be great to just lay across the table. I think I'm also gonna do another arrangement, more so of flowers. So I got some of these, which I think just looks so spooky. So I'm gonna have to figure out where I want these, if I want them maybe with the branches, kind of you know, spooling off the edge here. I'm not really sure, or if I wanna do a separate arrangement. So I'm gonna figure that out now. But I just love these. Look at that. Also got 2 bunches of these really dark cosmos. I think that they're so pretty. So again, gonna have to figure out what arrangement I want these in. Also really loved this to kind of mix into a floral arrangement. No idea what this is. Someone let me know. I don't know my flowers very well. And then these gorgeous dark maple leaves, which I'm very excited for. Okay, and lastly, really loved this. I'm not sure if you can tell, but it's kind of like a golden color. So I wanted a little bit of that mixed in whatever arrangement I do. I've got these dark green apothecary jars that my mom gave me one time, but I'm actually gonna use them, or I always use them for floral arrangements. So these are gonna be perfect. I think I'll probably do one arrangement on the kitchen island since I'm gonna have all the drinks there. And then I'll figure out another place to put another arrangement. Okay, so I'm gonna put these together and then I will check back in and show you guys the final result of what I came up with. Okay, just finished the branches with the crows and I'm actually obsessed. It's so good, let me show you. I'm also watching Vampire Diaries right now as I'm arranging these and it's getting me in the Halloween mood, the Halloween spirit. Okay, here is the first creation. Some of these little guys are flipping under here. I gotta fix those. Okay, whenever I move it, the crows are flipping under, but I'll fix that once we set it on the table. But I am so in love with how this turned out, and this was so easy. And the willow branches don't need water at all. So honestly, this is the easiest decor I could have ever done. Okay, let's now go put this bittersweet on the mantle. Okay, these are the 2 other arrangements that I came up with. This one I'm gonna be putting on the kitchen island, and this other one, let's go find a place for it because I'm not really sure, but we can just play around. By the way, I've got all my furniture covered up just for the dogs because they make a mess everywhere. But of course, when we have guests, I'll be uncovering all the furniture. Okay, now I've still got these little dark cosmos, which I think I'm gonna just put in little bud vases and just spread them out amongst the food on the table. So that's my thought process with that. Then these, I'm a little stumped because I was either gonna put them in the arrangements or I really like the idea of them like falling over one side of the table. But the only thing is they need to be in water, so I'm not entirely sure how I would go about that. So I think I'm gonna think on that for a little second and see if I have anything that could possibly make that happen. But wouldn't that be cool? I mean, I just love the look of this. I think it looks so spooky and it needs to be draped over something. And then we still have these branches with all of this moss on it, but I'm just gonna keep those wrapped up until I'm ready to set out all the food like on the day of. It's really messy. Stuff is falling all over the place. I need to vacuum. I just realized I have these candles from Pottery Barn. I usually bring them out for Christmas. They're kind of like wood on the outside. I don't know if you guys can see that. It looks like bark, but they're really pretty and I feel like they will work for fall as well. So I'm definitely gonna be adding those to the tablescape or just putting them somewhere, not sure yet. Okay, so here are all these little vases that I'm gonna be putting on the table with the cosmos. I think they look so good. I love this color of cosmo. Cosmos are, first of all, like one of my favorite flowers, but this color for fall, oh, it's just so rich and perfect. It looks like velvet. Okay, guys, and then I have to show you these little scarecrows that my mom messaged me about. So we made these when we were little and she just remembered that she had them. She got them out and they're just the cutest things ever. So I guess we made them in kindergarten or sometime. I'm not really sure which age, but All the clothes on them are my brother's from when he was little, but how cute are these? So I think I'm gonna try and find maybe a window or something. Honestly, I have no idea where I'm gonna hang these, but they have to go up. They're just so cute. Okay, ended up putting these in a vase, and I think I'm gonna put them on this pedestal that I have in there. I had a sculpture on it, but I think I'm gonna move it and just have this like draping down. I've got to move this ladder upstairs, but last little thing for today, I can't remember if I told you guys this or not, but on either side of the fireplace, I have a ton of candles, so that's another part of the decor. I'm just gonna basically be lighting all the candles that I own. We've already lit these candles many times in the evenings because it's so nice. It's such a good ambiance. So they're kind of melted and have that like spooky look already. I have even more on this side. So I feel like with this party, just the more candlelight, the better. I'm gonna try and do really dim lighting and basically just have candles illuminating everything. Okay, that's it for today, but I will see you next time, and we're gonna be talking about food and prepping everything for the party. Right now, I gotta go vacuum up all this bittersweet that fell on the floor. Okay, see you soon. Hi, my friends. It's the day before the party. I am so excited. I'm really hoping my dress arrives that I ordered. It is taking forever to get here, so TBD on if will arrive or not. I'm gonna have to completely pivot if it doesn't. But today I'm just doing a ton of prep work in the kitchen. So let me walk you through what all I have planned for food. Okay, first I'm gonna be making a huge charcuterie board. I'm gonna save that for tomorrow though, because that's so easy to set up. So I'm gonna do that on the day of. But honestly, any party I host, I do a massive charcuterie board. It's just so easy. Everyone loves it. So I got a lot of prosciutto and ham and cheeses, olives, nuts. Also, let me show you some examples too, because you can kind of make it a little bit more moody. So I did get a lot of kind of dark berries to go along and mix in there. So it's a little bit moody. Today, I'm going to be prepping these pesto torts. It's my mom's recipe. They're so good. You can make them in advance and people love them at parties. So I have a ton of crackers for dipping in there. Now I also saw these crackers on Pinterest. I'm gonna attempt to make them today. I don't have a pizza cutter to like make those designs, but I'm gonna just try and make them with a knife and see how it turns out. So let's just see together if that works or not. I already went ahead and got a ton of crackers just in case those don't turn out well, but I thought those would be so cute to pair with the pesto tort. Another thing I'm gonna be making on the day of is just bacon wrapped dates. These are so easy to make for any party. You stuff a little bit of feta or goat cheese in them and it's so good. I also saw on Pinterest that someone had done this and stuck little twigs in them, which I thought was such a cute idea for people to be able to grab it. So I ended up getting some really pretty twigs just off of Amazon. I mean, you probably could cut them from your yard, but I wanted them to all look uniform. So I got these and I'm really excited to execute that idea. Okay, last thing that we will be making today is gonna be a chocolate cake. And I did get this black food dye. I'm gonna use a little bit in the icing just to make it look really dark, and we're gonna decorate it together. I am not the best at decorating cakes, but I wanna just have fun with it and see how it turns out. I'm gonna put a ton of examples on the screen of the vibe that I'm going for, and I did get a ton of berries for that as well, so we can just play around with it. I'm gonna leave the recipes down below in the description though for you, for the pesto tort and also for this cake. Okay, and the one thing I'm not making myself is I'm picking up these ham and rolls. They're so good. They come with like a honey mustard dip, so I'm just picking that up tomorrow. For anyone that's in Nashville, they're from the Picnic Cafe and they're just like a crowd favorite. So whenever I host, I pick some of those up because they're cheap. Everybody loves them and they're so easy just to arrange on a platter. Okay, now let's talk about our beverages. So I am keeping it really simple. We're just gonna get a ton of white and red wine so people can choose. And I'm gonna be printing off these little signs that I'm making. So I'll show you the final result. I have to get them printed, but just custom made these signs on Pinterest. So I'm calling the wine Witch's Blend. And tomorrow on the day of, I'm actually gonna just make a big batch cocktail. We're gonna do a cider spiked with whiskey. So that way people can kind of serve themselves. And I did get these little eyeballs off of Amazon that I'm just gonna throw in there. And we are calling that I Spy Cider. Lastly, for the drinks, I'm just making some little potion shots, and we're gonna call these Toil and Trouble shots. But I got these cute little potion bottles and they come with corks. I'm actually, to simplify it for myself, I'm not making a different cocktail. I'm just gonna make these a little bit stronger of the cider. Okay, that is it. So let's get to cooking. I'm gonna start with the pesto tort and then we're gonna move on to the chocolate cake. So both those things need to be done today, and then we should be in good shape for tomorrow. Didn't make quite as much as I thought. I thought it would fill both of these, so I'm actually just going to transfer one into this and combine them. Now it is all finished. I'm going to go put this in the fridge, and tomorrow we can dump it out onto a nice platter. I'm gonna pop these in the oven for about 30 minutes, and in the meantime, we are gonna be making the frosting. Okay, come on in, guys. It's the day of our party. I've been working all day, and I'm so excited to show you. It's like about, 30 minutes or 40 minutes before our guests arrive. So I just wanted to walk you through the house and everything. Oh, and by the way, my costume didn't arrive. So I'm now Martha Stewart, and these are clothes that I own and would wear anyways. But okay, so let me take you in through the house. So when you first walk in, you see the creepy stairs. We've got, I actually ended up getting just some flameless candles there, and you guys have already seen this that we put up together, and then we just put some more caution tape up there. Let's go on into here. So lots of candles. Come around here. We've got the bats that you guys already saw, the little scarecrows. We did all this together, and then I wanted to show you when the candles are on in the fireplace because it's just so magical. The whole place has this glow to it. I love it. Okay, come on, we're getting spookier. In here, we have our masterpiece. This is our massive table. We've got it filled with stuff, so let me show you what we've got. Got chips here, easiest thing that I did all day. We've got these ham and rolls that I was talking to you guys about, and if you know, you know they're from the Picnic Cafe in Nashville, and they're so good. Then I just did a massive charcuterie board, which I had so much fun with, and I just have grapes like falling off the side and fruit falling off. We got some nuts, olives. Over here we've got our cake. which I ended up adding these little sugared butterflies from Amazon. They were so cheap and they arrived like within a day because last night I just needed them. So we got them and love how that turned out. Then I made some bacon wrapped dates and I put these little twigs that I also got off of Amazon in each one so the guests can just grab them, and I just love the spooky effect. I'm obsessed with that. Got some more hand and rolls. I definitely need to put out the honey mustard. This is reminding me, so I gotta do that. Then I made some of these little boo crackers. Let me show you. Look how cute they are. I just cut them out. I didn't even use a pizza cutter, but if you had a pizza cutter, it would be way easier. But those are so cute. And then we have got our dip here that I made with you guys. And yeah, that is pretty much it. We've got fireplace here. Okay, remember I told you I was gonna put this on the table, but I actually decided just to hang it on the mantle. And now I wish I picked up more because I think it looks so good and it would look even better with more. But very spooky, and we are ready for our guests. Oh, let me take you in here. I almost forgot. We've got all the drinks in here. Okay, so we've got all of our spooky drinks in here. We've got some little toil and trouble shots right here. We've got Witch's Blend, and we have, I need to pull out all the wine, we don't have it all out, but we have some chilled in the refrigerator, and then some red wine out on the table. And then over here, we have some I Spy cider, because I put some little eyeballs in here. And this is a very strong brewed cider. So that is everything for our party, and I'm gonna show you guys some clips once guests arrive and everything. It's gonna be so fun. I literally can't wait, and right now I'm gonna have a little cider because I think I deserve it.
You do.